knows what works. Please stand up and welcome Team Elite, Nate the Bricks.
This is it. We're rocking and rolling.
Yes, we
It's
are.
fun, huh? You guys having fun yet?
Yes.
I hope you're growing and making money and having fun all at the same time, right? I just was contemplating that statement that was said a few minutes ago by Rick, that you marry up when you are in New Skin. I thought, well, I think every guy marries up. Every guy. I don't know any guys who marry down. I know their wives are better than all of them. So I went along the back row there, and I went to Lee, Jeff, Nick, Charlie, Brent, Sean. Did you guys all marry up? Yeah, we all married up. Okay, good. Yeah, that's the way it is in life, I think. So that's why I'm excited about our business. Our business is interesting. It's shifting. It used to be 50-50 almost, guys and gals, and it's now like 90-10 in the favor of the women, and I think that means our future is really bright. Really bright. So I'm excited you're all here. Some of you are here today and you're in your 20s, and you're still kind of like you're just babies. You're still wet behind the ears. Sorry, you might think that's offensive for me to say that to you, but you're learning about life and you're trying to figure it out. Some of you in your 30s have been down the path a little further. You've taken a few more knocks. You've figured out a few more things in your life. Some of us have been through different situations. Some people even been in different marriages, and things have happened. Some people get to their 40s and they're wiser still. 50s, I can tell you you're wiser still. And I'm not in my 60s yet, but I hope I'm wiser still when that happens. And life's an interesting thing. And the further I go along in my life, I just start to look back and contemplate, where was I even when I started this? So I have two of my daughters here today. You've met one. The other daughter is somewhere here with her son. Right back there. There she is, Rebecca. Raise your hand, Rebecca. She's right there. Okay. And we have grandsons number 5 and 7 here in the room today. So this is their first TEU. So we're excited they're starting early. And it's exciting times for our family. When I joined New Skin, I was right in between my two daughters' ages that are here today. I was 29 years old when I joined the company. And during those years between 22 and 29, post-college, and trying to figure out my life, I tried a lot of things. I was a motivated person. I was trying to figure out what my path was going to be, and I tried several different ventures. I had a bunch of failures, and you just kind of get smacked around enough that you start to get sober. My first network opportunity I joined when I was 23, and by 24 I had cut a check for $40,000 in a single month. And I was like, okay, a year and a half into this game, this is pretty amazing. That's what my dad, who got his master's degree from Berkeley, he makes maybe 50 in a year. And I just made 40 in a month. And I'm thinking, this is pretty amazing. And then the company went bankrupt. And I thought, this is not amazing anymore. This is painful to watch this happen, to watch these people have to go find something else. And I really felt the pain of friends, family, people that I had recruited and put into that company, and it was a bad deal. I did not like that at all. And so almost on a rebound, we all in our family joined another company. And we started working in that company. And it was a diet product. We learned, the downsides of diet product companies. People don't stick with the diet forever, and then pretty soon they're fat again, and they can't represent the product anymore, and it's over. And that's what happens, okay? And so, we're sitting there building this, and we get our bonus checks up to, pretty good numbers. And the president of the company said, we called him, we said, our checks didn't clear the bank. Yeah, that's on purpose. We decided not to pay you. Oh, really? Yeah, you guys aren't worth that much money. And we had people, we're sitting there in shock, like, well, let's see, we're just getting a percentage. I think we created all that volume, so we should be worth that much money. And they were just completely dishonest. And so after 2 failures, I thought, I think I'm done with this industry. Great concept, phenomenal concept, but completely screwed up management teams that don't seem to know how to run this thing or are just completely dishonest. And so I decided I'm never going to do that again. And 5 years went by, and other parts of our family joined New Skin. And they were out there, selling product. skincare products and lotions, and we called it the lotion and potion deal. They were doing the lotions and potions. And I was involved in real estate and building a real estate brokerage at the time here in Sandy, Utah, and was making okay money. Wasn't really that interested in it until my brother-in-law Craig Tillotson called me in June of 1989. And I was late coming home from the office that night. I was tired. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I just wanted to have dinner and relax. And the phone rings, and it's him. This is the same brother-in-law that recruited me into the first two companies. I wasn't too excited to hear about another one from the same brother-in-law, right? And so he started telling me all about it, and I just didn't want to hear it. I said, Craig, thanks for the phone call. I appreciate you would think of me, but I am not going to do new skin. And the phone just goes silent, and thank goodness he's not a wimp. And he just came back really strong, and he said, what is your problem? And my brother-in-law, I thought, great, he wants to know my problem. I think I'll tell him. And that's when I said, here's my problem. I said, you've been doing this for X number of years. You're already making a certain amount of money, quite a lot of money. I said, if I join this deal right now, even if I did agree to join it, all I'm going to do is just push you higher. You're just going to get rich off my back. I'll never catch up to you, and that will drive me crazy the rest of my life. And that's my problem. And he just came back strong again. He said, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Why should you care about the time I've already spent here? I didn't see you in new skin. You were doing real estate. I'm doing new skin. I think you made the wrong choice. And he said, Nathan, mark my words. I'm going to go ahead in this company with or without you. This was the takeaway, right? I'm going to do this with or without you. And I will make $100,000 a month whether you do it or not. Okay, so that was like a stake in the heart for a competitive person. And I hear that 100,000 run through my mind. I'm thinking, if he actually does that, I'll probably jump off a bridge. That will be painful if he actually does that. And so that was the first second on that phone call that I started to listen. Before that, I wasn't listening, man. I was deflecting. I didn't want to do anything, didn't want to talk about it, right? And I started thinking, and he said, let me tell you your real problem. He said, the real problem is you're in the wrong vehicle. He said, it's like you're pedaling a bicycle. He said, me, I'm driving a Ferrari. And there's no way you will ever catch me on your bicycle. More salt in the wound, right? Yeah, he's just driving this point home. And that was it. And I agreed at that point that I would look. I would dig deeper into it. And that was 2 weeks. Talking, questioning, talking to the people, driving down here to Provo, meeting with the founders of the company, trying to ask these guys who they are and what they're all about, and so on and so forth. And I did all the looking I could think to do. I flew to Southern California and went to an event like this, smaller than this one, but about 300 people. In this room, I'm on the back row. And I listened all morning at that event. It was a Saturday event. And by noon, I was done. I was in. And I was in because I listened to speaker after speaker, and I thought, they're all kind of bozos, and they're being that successful. If they can do it, I think I can kill it. Right. So hopefully you think I'm a bozo, and you feel like you can kill it, okay? And I just remember by noon I was done, and the whole afternoon I was just scribbling down names. Like I was so motivated, I was so on fire. And I'm like trying to figure, I'm going through my Franklin day planner. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make that one, I'm gonna do this one, I'm gonna call these. I wrote down like 300 names before I got on the plane. And I came home that night and walked in, and I was late. I told my wife, I said, I think we need to do it. She's like, really? I said, yeah. She knew what it would take. And said, yeah, I think we need to do it. And she goes, okay, I'll support you. And I'll tell you what, with the way I did it, that couldn't happen, without her buying it, without her support in this. And so from there on out, it was 16 hours a day. I mean, it was nonstop, fast as I could go. I never went back to real estate. I left it alone. I sold my interest to my partner, and I just said, I'm full bore, cold turkey. Now, I don't recommend that for everybody, okay? But for me, that's what I had to do. I had to get completely focused on it. At $30,000 in the bank. My expenses were $5,000 a month. We just moved into a new house. 3 little kids. 2 of them right here. Not so little anymore. 3 little girls under the age of 5. And I'm like, okay, I got to make it happen. Nobody else is going to feed my kids. And nobody else is going to pay my mortgage. So I've got to suck it up. You know, I got to get this thing done. And so that's where I went out. And do you think I cared if somebody told me no? I could care less. It was like, they're not going to help me. So next, I'm on to the next one. Okay, the next one, the next one, the next one. I didn't care. I just kept going because I was going to find the people that caught the vision and said, yeah, I'm in. I'm going to do it. And so that was how I started. And I remember LOI the first month, and I remember we qualified as executive second month, okay? And Scott Tillison was my real estate partner at the time and became my partner in New Skin. And so we were working at it like crazy people, and our team was growing. We were growing pretty fast. And the third month, when we became executives, the check came in at $5,500, first executive check. Now, that doesn't happen that much in this business, but I'm starting to see that happen now with social media. And I haven't seen that for a long time. So I am so encouraged. I'm so excited about your futures. You know, as far as this business goes, I'm an old dog, right? I mean, I'm at the end of my career. I'm retiring in June of 2019. So I've got less than 2 years remaining of working and doing meetings and presentations and lives and whatever we're doing. But that'll be 30 years for me. June of 89 to June of 2019. So that'll be 30 years. And we're going to go do some other things, my wife and I, that we have planned. But it has been an amazing 30 years. And I look now at what you guys have in front of you. I mean, you think about New Skin and what it's been my whole career. It has been the most amazing, high quality, like whiz-bang technology products ever. And really about the top 10 to 15% of the people can even afford them. Okay, but we've built a $2.5 billion company off the top 10% of the population that had the money, you know? And all of a sudden now I watch New Skin, and they're literally shifting the super tanker. This whole thing is making a 180 in the ocean right now. And they are focused on this 90% of the market that we've never even gone after. We've never even tried to get it. And now here we are, and that's what Jeff Mack was saying in his opening comments today. You know, he and I see this exactly the same. Like, we literally are now going to attack the markets that will take this company to $10 billion. This company is going to grow more than 4 times in the next 4 to 5 years. And you guys are right here at the time, right when this is happening. Brent Bryson said the same thing. We're at the ground floor, very beginning of something really new. How does Jeff and Brent, myself, and others, Sean would say the same thing? You know, it's like, how do we know that? Because we've been here for 25 years plus doing this. We've watched different windows of opportunity open up. We've watched people get it and jump into those windows and create freedom for their families. You know, make millions of dollars in the business, right? And I look at this window. I look at the market size. I look at what's going on in social media. As Brent said, it's not going to ever be smaller in your life. It's going to get bigger every day from here on out, right? I look at what's happening in terms of connectivity. It's not just social media, okay? It's the connectivity that social media provides in such a massive scale. A scale that is so far beyond what any of us ever did, picking up phones and just calling people one-on-one. That's how we build our whole businesses, guys. Okay? When I started the business, there was barely cell phones. There was no internet. There were fax machines. Okay? I mean, that's it. That's where we started. That's what we did. My phone bill, just my phone that used to have the wire into the wall, those old ones, that's all we had then. My office phone bill was literally $1,500 a month or $2,000 a month my first 5 months. Because every call outside your little area was toll charge. It was long distance, right? AT&T was killing it. Okay, well today you can literally talk to anybody, any place, anytime for as long as you want for free. I mean, the connectivity capability today is insane. And if you think it's great now, just wait and see what the Internet of Things does and what happens in the future. I mean, it's going to be phenomenal. And we are in a business where it's not just big companies that own everything. It's not just you having a job and picking something off a warehouse on Amazon and that's your life. Okay, because Amazon owns everything. Okay, we're going to have this person-to-person capability, this Facebook following to Facebook following, Instagram following, super micro bloggers, you know, all of us, basically. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be a way for us to utilize social media that has that authenticity and that engagement that no big company will ever achieve. Okay, and that's our weapon. And we're going to utilize that by forming teams of people, and we're lucky because there's a company called Nu Skin that allows us to utilize all those connections and get paid for it for doing it ourselves. Not being an employee of a company, but actually building our own businesses in this brave new connected world out there where they can utilize what we do best, and that's personal connections. Okay? Personal recommendation is still the most powerful form of advertising. And now we can share it better than any other way in history. So we have an unbelievably bright future ahead of us. So with that, I can see the projectors are now working again. I didn't intentionally just tell you that because they weren't. I wanted to tell you the story of how I got started anyway. But let's jump in and talk about compensation. And this is something that is really, really powerful. You know, we're going to talk about today, this whole weekend has really got a social selling slant to it. And I'm going to do the same thing as I go through this, but we've got something pending that's coming in 6 days. It's called the pre-launch of Powerlifts. I did a pretty detailed explanation this morning on Facebook Live on the One Team Global page. How many people saw that? Okay, so 10% of you saw it. Okay, the other 90% you're going to get it right now. So you understand exactly what is going to happen in the next 6 days. This is like having inside information. Okay, this is like knowing something that virtually nobody else that you associate with has a clue what's about to happen. And you need to make sure they get a clue in the next 6 days. You need to make sure you are about contacting and recruiting. Okay? You know, Brent said something when he was standing up here, and it's the only thing I'll take exception with that Brent said a few minutes ago, or an hour ago, I guess. Brent said it's such a ground floor thing, nobody has the advantage. That's where I take exception. There are people that will have the advantage. You know who they are? They're the ones who are willing to work harder and talk to more people than you're willing to talk to. And they will have an advantage over you. And so that's about being a carnivore, right? It's not a cow where you walk up and the farmer chucks the hay in and you go, thanks for chucking my food in here. Okay? This is where you've got to go out there and you got to kick some butt and you got to get on the phone and you got to grab people and you got to talk to people and you got to eat what you kill. That's what a carnivore does. Okay? Now that sounds a little graphic, you know, and my daughters keep telling me, don't be so aggressive. Women aren't like that. They don't like it. Okay? Well, sorry, I apologize, but, you know, that's the fact. You're going to have to get aggressive if you want to go out and make it happen in a big way. If you just want to, like, let it come to you, you know, I'm just doing attraction marketing. Okay?
That's right.
Great. You go do attraction marketing, and you'll make a little bit of money, okay? If you want to make a lot of money, guys, it's going to be about building a team that can go out and do this. You want to build an army. You want to build 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people in your team. And that possibility is squarely in front of you right now. There's people in this room that are going to do that and more. Okay, I'm watching people build 1,000-person teams in 3 months. That's just the beginning. Understand what exponential math does. Exponential math turns 1,000 into 20,000 within a year. That's what happens. So this is the process that is right in front of all of us right now, and here we are. We're right in the right place. If you could ever guess or hope to be in the right place at the right time in your life, you're sitting there right now. And we've had some good right place, right times in this company. A lot of us have done really, really well from being in the right place at the right time, but this is the biggest one I've ever seen. And this is the biggest market Nu Skin's ever decided to go get. And they've made a decision they're going to go get it now. So, you know, this is what we've got to do. One announcement for you quickly before I jump into this. We are going to do a global convention summit. This is a recap of everything that happens the previous 3 days at the Nu Skin Live convention that's coming up October 11, 12, and 13. It is sold out. There are no tickets available. So the vast majority of you and all the people you're going to bring into this company between now and October will not be able to attend this event. That's the next time Power Lifts will be for sale after next week, right? And so you're going to miss out on some things. But if you want to know what happened, we will condense that for you in those 4 hours on Saturday morning. And so if you have missed convention and you want to see what happened, then you're going to want to buy a ticket for this. And those will go on sale next week on otg.global. So if you want to go to that, I highly recommend you do it. Okay, 2 keywords in this business of network marketing, guys. Word number 1 is freedom. And this is why we do the business. You may be excited about power lifts. You may want to have like great looking teeth. You may want to have really good looking feet, or maybe you want something else, okay? And that's great. And if that's all you want, super. But for the people that see the big picture, the reason we do this business is so we can be free. So we call the shots. We go where we want to go, when we want to go, do what we want to do, help who we need to help, be able to have the capability to really affect some great things in this world, and not be there in this mundane process of going back and forth to work and home, back and forth every day to some job, and rent your body and brain to some company for a pittance that is so far below what you are worth. And that's what 94% of the people do that work in this country. They work for somebody else. And 6% of the people in this country that work for themselves control about 60% of the wealth in this country. And the other 94% split up the 40% of the wealth that's remaining. And that's not by accident that those numbers are that way. Because you can't do it in a job. It's impossible. They will pay you what they have to keep you coming back. They will never pay you enough to set you free, ever. Okay? That's just a fact of life. So, you know, if you're 20 years old, like I heard Nick saying, or no, it's Blake Bryson. There he is. And he goes, I actually like my job. That's just because he hadn't been there long enough. Okay? Once he's been there long enough, he'll learn to hate it. He's starting to hate his boss, so it's starting to happen already. Okay? But it will come full circle here in the next year or two, right? As Blake's options start to appear, and he sees how much better it is to control and own your own life instead of rent your brain and body to somebody else, believe me, it won't be a hard choice. And so that's what happens. That's what happens to everybody. Everybody, in the end, wants to figure out how to be free. And that's what this business can deliver. It's delivered it to me and my family and to thousands, tens of thousands of other people that I know in this company, that I've seen as I've traveled these 50-plus countries and met a lot of them. I've got more than 25,000 executives in my downline worldwide. So stop and think about, you know, how many people's lives have been changed, right? And there's lots of other big teams out there, too, that have their own executive groups that have had big-time changes. And so this is about, like the company says, changing lives. It really is. Freedom. Freedom that burns in your heart. That is what's going to drive you. That'll drive you forward when people go, oh, that's stupid. Oh, it's a toothpaste thing, or it's, you know, the lip thing, or whatever they're going to call us, okay? Fine. You call us whatever you want while you're out there trading your life away with zero freedom. You're in prison. We're free. Call it whatever you want, okay? That's how we look at it. Yep. How do we get this freedom? It's called duplication. Our first word that we have, the first principle of being a team player in System 7 is duplication. If you can't create a system to duplicate, you're never going to get there. Okay? You guys, like I said a moment ago, you've got to develop an army of people that learn the system. They just follow the steps. They learn how to do it. It's like Casey Council said earlier today, right? It's not about any one product. That's what Brent said. We're teaching people how to conduct a business on social media. That's what we're doing. That's our goal. It's not about any one product. There's going to be lots of products. There's going to be dozens of more products in the next 24 months. They're all going to be shareable, great before and after capability. Companies bringing it on. They're going to bring it on big, okay? And you're going to be able to participate as this thing goes everywhere. And your team's going to go everywhere. So you got the goal. The goal's freedom. What's the plan? Okay, the plan is the system. That's how we get duplication. That's how we can just get people to get it. If you get people to understand what to do because it's simple enough to follow, then they can scale up faster. The more complicated you make it, the longer it takes for people to scale up and learn how to do it. Learn what the system is. Learn how to post. Learn how to follow up. Learn how to recruit. Online, offline. Do the whole thing, right? The faster that they can pick that up because you've made it simple and everybody just does the same thing, it's just duplication, then the faster your team's going to grow. That will affect the velocity of your growth faster than virtually anything else you can do. Believe me on this point. This is really important, okay? If you have no system, you have no duplication, then what do you think your team's going to do? Everybody's going to do whatever they think, whatever they hope works. It's going to be trial and error. It's going to be people bouncing off the walls and confused and not focused. And when they bounce off walls and they're not focused and they're trying to figure out themselves, their confidence drops. Their belief drops. And as that belief drops, they don't take action like they do when their belief is through the roof. And so you want to make it simple. You want to have them start to have success. I think one of the reasons we're growing so quickly right now is because we did systematize posting. We made it easy. People understood the post to do and what to say. We gave them templates to do it. And people just started doing it. Now, it's been improved in that time, right? We're learning how to do this better and better as time goes on. We'll continue to get better in the future. We'll get better at what we're doing here on social media. But the fact is, this is how you do it, right? Okay. This is the comp plan on one page. Most of you that are brand new, what you've done is you're just basically right here. You're doing this 30% to 100% gross retail profit. That's where most people are starting. Is sign up for free. There's no minimum commitment. You just post. The money's in your bank before you even place your order. Your profit's in your bank before you even place your order. And so it's simple. It's easy. The barriers are super low, right? Super low. 4 objections of all time. They're all the same, no matter what they are, right? I don't have any time. Great. We're talking about posting. Let's post. It'll take you 5 minutes to post. Let's get it out there, okay? Doesn't take any time. I don't have any money. That's okay. It's self-financing. You don't need any money. All you got to do is post, okay? I hate sales. No problem. We're doing attraction marketing. They'll come to you, okay? The next one is, what's the next one? Oh, I hate network marketing. Yeah, so do we. We agree with you. So you don't have to do any of that if you don't want to. You can just do retail and just post, okay? So it's really easy. So we have taken like all the barriers and just destroyed them. We've made it so easy for people to engage and get in the company. Your wholesale to retail profit can be substantial. I heard people on the stage a moment ago that were anywhere from $400 to $1,500, $1,600 in retail profit on their first 1 or 2 posts. That's serious money, you know? What is that per hour for people? That's more than they're making working a job, and they accomplish that in a day, 2, 3 days? I mean, all of a sudden, that blows people's brain open, doesn't it? It's like, now they're a believer. Okay, I get it. I can see what's happening here. I see this works. That creates excitement and energy. And then we just replicate that. We duplicate it. We follow the system. We don't change things, right? We follow the same posting mechanism. And so it works. All of a sudden, you start to bring in people, and you start to get 5% on your first level people's orders. They go post, they place an order, and you get 5%, right? Everybody's got that before? Most of you have got that? Okay, you're going to start getting that. You're going to then go from there, you're going to qualify to become an executive. Some people qualify in a month. Some take 2 months, some take 3. The point is, get to executive, right? When we recruit people, we say there's no minimums and there's no commitments. And that's true when you're just a distributor. You don't have to do anything unless you want to be a leader. And if you want to be a leader and start getting paid serious money back from the company in addition to your retail profit, okay, then you're going to have to keep some commitments. That's where we start to have minimum group volume requirements. Okay, that's where you start to get into like some responsibility, so to speak, right? But the rewards are worth it. What are the rewards? When you become an executive and you've qualified through this process, you move over here to the middle part of the plan, then we're talking about increased commissions in a pretty dramatic way. Anywhere from 9 to 15% plus an extra 5% if you're above 3,000 GSV. And so that starts to get exciting, right? I mean, my daughter Jenny was just up on stage. She talked about what happened right here when she qualified in her second month. Her first month she qualified, second month she was an executive. So all of a sudden she got a great paycheck. The next month she got a bigger paycheck, right? And it was exciting times. So that's what happens. And you qualify for trips. Everything for trips, big money coming back from the company, it's all right here in the middle part of the plan. Okay, that's where it all happens. This is where all the magic starts to happen. This is fun over here. You can play around. You can pay for your own product. You can have little parties and stuff. It's all cool, okay? But this right here is where you start to change your life. This right here is where you pay off all your cars, you pay off your mortgage, and you start to build a real team of people that can change your future. When you build the team, people just like you will want to LOI underneath you. And your job as an executive, if you want to go big in this company, is to become an executive factory. You've got to learn how to manufacture executives in your downline. How do you do that? You follow a system. You follow a plan. And that way you can duplicate executive groups. And your goal is to create as many executive groups as you can create. Okay? And you can create lots of them. Hundreds of them, right? All right. This 5% is supposed to be right there. Just play like it's over here, okay? On the back end of the plan, we have 5%, 6 levels deep. There's the 6th one. That should be right there, okay? So 5%, 6 levels deep. Just pretend it's all there. Once you're a blue diamond, it'll be in your bank, and you'll know it's there. So what we do is we have this unique ability alone in this industry among all companies to create more income on our leadership portion of this plan than any other company. Literally, when you compare us to our peers, companies who are doing billions of dollars in the network marketing arena, the leadership pay in Nu Skin is literally 3, 4, 5 times what any of the top leaders make in those other companies. So why are we so bullish on the future of Nu Skin? Because we were admittedly a bit light on the front end of the plan before we decided how to figure out the social selling thing. We're not light anymore. Okay, we've got the best piece on the front end, and we've always had the best piece on the back end. And when we marry these two together, Katie, borrow the doors. You think we've had big incomes so far? We're going to blow the doors off of the incomes that people have made historically in this company, because we're bringing the 90% in now on the front side that we never really did. You're going to see tens of millions of new customers in this company using our products. You're going to see millions of new distributors. You're going to see hundreds of thousands of new executives, thousands of new team elites and blue diamonds. That's what's going to happen, guys. And you're in an amazing place, and I think you can sense it. Those of you that are actually working this and you're watching how it grows and how it attracts people, you know what I'm talking about. You're actually living the game. If I was going to receive a $100,000 check, and that's completely hypothetical, okay, then I would end up having this kind of portion of that check from these bonuses and that retail profit. Can you see that? I'm just trying to show you where the money is. I could make $2,000, maybe a little bit more, $3,000, $4,000 from the executive bonuses. Just depends where your team is and how much volume you're doing. And I would likely end up with around $95,000 to $98,000 from the back end of the plan. So that's to help you understand ultimately where the really freedom type money actually is. Does that make sense? It's about becoming not only a leader, but a leader of leaders. That's what it's all about, okay? So that's qualification. You all probably already know all this, right? Either 3 months or 1 month qualification process. So everybody got your photos on that? Okay? This is how executive commissions look if you add the extra executive bonus with them by being over $3,000. And these are the minimum incomes that you would make if you're at these volume brackets that Nu Skin has published in their compensation structure. Okay? So you can see where you're at and what you do there. These are the average incomes that are, a year old. I apologize. I just got the 16 numbers and I should have put them in. My bad. But they're basically the same kinds of numbers. So this again shows you if you really go out and you develop 12 executives on your front line and you duplicate executives in those teams because you have a system that you can follow, then all of a sudden you can create really significant income. And that's on an annual and a monthly basis. That's monthly, that's annual. All right, how many people in Nu Skin are Blue Diamond status? About 2,000. 2,000 people making that kind of money. Can you name for me any company anywhere on the planet that has that many people earning more than $500,000 a year? I don't think you can. Okay, what does that mean? That means that you have a greater chance here, better chance here than you have likely any place else. And you know what's great about this company? You don't have to graduate from Harvard or Stanford. You don't have to be a PhD, in whatever the specific science is. All you have to have is a desire in your heart. Believe me, I barely got through college, right? I cheated off my wife during high school to get through math. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, for sure. Okay? But I am a focused worker. That's my motto. If you ever get an email from me, it'll say, focus, discipline, and focus. That's my tagline. Be disciplined and be focused. Be disciplined and be focused. What blows people out of Nu Skin? They get distracted. They start thinking there's something else better someplace else, Believe me, as soon as you're in this company and you're posting, you're going to get 5 other people that try to be your friend and they go, oh, really, I'm in this other company. I'm trying to recruit you. Okay? They're not really your friend. You've got to be disciplined. Okay? When you see people that are like wolves in sheep's clothing, boot them, right? They're gone. They're out of your life. You don't need to focus on those people at all. You're focused on where you're going, on what you're going to make happen in your business, in your future. Okay? I've been in this business 28 plus years now, in Nu Skin. Do you know how many companies have started and failed in this industry since I joined Nu Skin 28 years ago? Over 36,000 companies have started and failed. Okay? I didn't even join Nu Skin until it was 5 years old. And I did it on purpose. I said if I ever would do another one of these after my 2 horrible experiences, I wouldn't even look at it till it's at least 5 years old. Why? Because they don't even know if they can even pay their comp plan the first 5 years. They haven't had everybody fill out all the pieces in their plan and put the full stress on what they promised to pay everybody until 5 years or so. And guess what happens in the first 5 years? All of a sudden, if they do get any traction, which most don't, and they get some traction where all of a sudden there's full pressure on their compensation structure, all of a sudden they're toast. They can't pay it, and they go bankrupt, or they change the plan, chop it in half, where it's survivable for them going forward, and that's the kiss of death. It's over, because everybody's promises are now broken, the promises they made to you when you decided to join, and there's no more trust. Nobody knows if they're ever going to change it again or not. You will not find a company like this anywhere, you guys. They're not perfect. You know, Matt Hall did a great speech up here, and he's a phenomenal guy. But Matt Hall's going to make a few mistakes, and so will Rich Wood, and so will Ryan Napierski, and Tyler Whitehead. You know, they're human beings. But they will never intentionally do anything to hurt distributors in this company. And you can bank on that, right? So this is the place where if you want to do network marketing, and you want to be a professional at it, you want to understand what it is, then you're in the place to go make it happen. And you can make it as big as you want to make it. And I can stand here and tell you that because I've done it. I'm living it. I've seen it. I've seen it globally. And I've seen it for almost 3 decades in this company. So you're in the right place, you guys. Don't ever get distracted or think it's not the right place or think the grass is going to be greener somewhere else or that somehow it's going to be, you know, better. You know, some other company or other side of the fence. It's not. It's not. I mean, I could tell you people who've left this business and they would love to come back. They'd love to figure out how to be back. I talked to one yesterday. Been gone for 15 years. Good friend, you know. And I said to him, hey, it's never too late. You know, if you're ready to ever come back, man, I'm here. We'll help you. Right? And a bunch have. A bunch of people have come back. All right, so I'm just going to go through this quick. We just want to get to this. In fact, I want you to understand that when we talk about a window of opportunity popping open, and I apologize, Leaf, I know I'm over time, but I'm going to do this really quick, okay? So what we have to say is, what's the opportunity in front of us? Okay, guys, we all know the competitive company. The one I got my daughter terminated from. Best thing I ever did for her, okay? Get her out of that dog. Get her into the real deal. So the reality is that this market is probably... The market share we're going to grab in the next 12 months, I believe, is at least 100 million. You're going to see 100 million come into this company. That's going to basically double the size of the U.S. market. Just that 100 million swinging over. About 200 million last year in the U.S. We swing that 100 in, we just doubled, 50% increase the market, okay? Over the next 3 years, we're probably going to get 200, maybe 300 million, okay? This competitive company, we have information they were about 500 million last year. Vast majority of that, long-wear lipstick. That is vastly inferior to our company's product. Okay, Nu Skin has done it right. They've come up with the right product. So it is half the price of the competition. And it doesn't destroy your lips in the process. Right? So we're going to win on this, you guys. And you guys have seen all this. You got that? Good. Let's go to the next one. Right? Half the price. I already said that. We're going to the next one. Okay, so this, 10 a.m. Don't be getting on your computer at 10 a.m. because you might miss it. You know, Nu Skin uses an Amazon front end when we have these pre-launches so that we can handle the volume that comes when there's all this pressure right at the opening. And that room, there's like this room you get in. And you can get in the room in advance of 10 a.m. And you sit in the room and you wait until Nu Skin opens the door, and then you have the ability to start selecting and filling up a shopping cart. Okay? If you wait until 10 o'clock, the room could be full. I'm actually predicting it will be full. And you'll be sitting there waiting to log on to get into the room where you can even order. All right? So, you know, 9:45, probably the latest, you're going to want to be online, in the room, on the website, waiting. Okay? Don't be any later than that. We got this pricing update this week from the company. They dropped the price on the 1 3-pack. Used to be 90-something, but they dropped the price and included shipping, so they made it all kind of uniform and better, right? The 2 and 3 packs are all still the same price, same PV. Maximum 3 sets per person, right? These products are different. They're 8.3 milliliters. Does everybody know that the actual launch product is 3.1 milliliters? Okay, you need to understand this because this is way bigger than the normal products we're going to have going forward. This is the only time you're going to get these really big products. That's on purpose. The purpose is so you can do a lot of demos with this product. The purpose is not for you to buy a 3-pack and go sell it to a customer who buries it and just uses it themselves. Number one, you're going to confuse them when they reload and it's a product that's 2.5 times smaller. They're going to go, you ripped me off. You know, you sold me one that was really big and nice last time. This time it's really small. What happened? It's not for customers, guys. This launch is for distributors that are aggressively recruiting. If a customer wants a product after a demo, they don't want to do the business, you put them on a list, I'll call you when it's available generally. And I'll sell you some product as a customer then, okay? You focus on the people that get the vision, that get that there's $100 million that's going to swing into this company, and they want a chunk of that in their own lives, right? They want a bunch of that in their own business, okay? So this is all about demos. That's why the product's big. It's about demos, okay? I've got my demo Power Lips right here on my hand. It's not coming off, see? Okay? You're going to be doing a lot of demos. The goal is pre-launch distributors first. Then write down the customer names and get back to them later. Okay? This is the website you better be camped on at 9:45 Mountain Time. These are the PV, CSVs, and so forth, and it's free shipping. Okay? Okay, real quick, I'm going to count to 5. We're moving 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You got your picture? Okay. So here's the rain color that you're going to announce this week. They're going to make this available at the opening as well. You can buy 3 of the rain shades, okay? You can buy 3 of them, 3 tubes. Okay, same time you can do this. This is the pricing for rain. If you want to get 3, it's an additional $81.75. So if you buy 3 3-packs at $246 and you add this number to it, you're going to be just under $340. And I've had a couple of people say to me, well, that's like a lot of money. Are you kidding me? That is not a lot of money for a business, okay? I mean, guys, seriously. You ought to be buying all of this you can buy because you're going to have 6 weeks of nothing. You're not going to be able to get any more for 6 weeks. And the people that have it in their possession are going to do a lot better than those who don't have anything. Okay, you can't recruit with an empty wagon. There's 20,000 of the 3-shade 3-pack demo kits. 20,000 of them, okay? If everybody buys the 3 maximum, that's how many buyers we're talking about. All right? I know some people are going to have their sister's ID number on their iPad and they're going to have their ID number on their laptop. You know, we might be at 3,000 buyers before it's all gone, right? There's only 10,000 shades of rain. So that's what you're talking about. If everybody bought the maximum, that's it. Okay? The question is, how many are going to be on your team? Now, this is not the end of the world if you don't get all the, Power Lips you want, right? But this is a unique window of opportunity where if you're willing to be prepared and execute properly on the 24th, 6 days from now, then you're going to have something in your possession that maybe other people won't have. And there's going to come a point in this process where our competitive company leaders are going to realize that the floodgates are open, the dominoes are falling, that they really did deliver the best product in the long-wear lipstick market. And there's going to be a point as those dominoes are falling where some of those bigger leaders are going to try to find their home here. And if you don't have product, you're probably not going to get those people. So this is an investment, a strategic investment in being prepared for something that's likely going to happen in a pretty big way. Okay? All right. So I said that earlier, but just to make the point, if you've got it, you're going to have an advantage over people that don't. This is what it looks like if you just buy demo kits, no rain, just demo kits, right? If you come and you get 4 people in the next 6 days before next Thursday that are on your team, and they all get the maximum 3 demo kits, that's your group sales volume, your LOI is done. And a point here is include these regular products. Run your regular business. Don't take everybody's purchasing volume for the month of August and just throw it all at rain. You want to still continue to post, right? You want to still continue to create new people, new followers, new customers, new distributors with your regular business. You want this to be accretive. You want it to be above and beyond what you're doing in your regular business. Why is it important you continue your regular business even during the month of August during this pre-launch? Because September you have no Power Lips. There is no volume. And you don't want to just bank everything on Power Lips and forget your whole regular business, right? You got to keep your regular business going. This is in addition to your regular business. Really important point. Those that are serious are going to do this in the next 6 days. Those of you that are already executives, you're going to do this. You guys need to start new teams. Find 4 really serious people that want a piece of this 100 million this next 12 months. They will get 4 people on their teams, and they will be ready to go. So what do you need to be ready to go? You need to know the website. You need to be online at 9:45 at the latest. You need to call your credit card company and tell them you're going to place quite a bit of volume on your credit card, so don't shut it down midstream. Okay? You're going to want to make sure you have your new skin ID numbers and your login credentials, that they work, that your people aren't fussing around with them like when they're in the room trying to get it done and other people are ordering, right? You want to make sure that people are ready. That's your job as a leader. You guys are the leaders, so lead your teams, get them ready, get them in position, and get them ready to go. This is the same slides I just showed you, except we've added rain. They bought 3 rains in this order process. They got the maximum they could get of power lifts. 3 demo kits and 3 rains. Then it's $270 on the PSV. If everybody does it in a group, that's $1350. Again, an LOI is done. You only need $3250 next month to finish executive status in September. Right? That's if you do rain and 3 demos. Those are the numbers. Look at your total GSV, your 1-month executive. Congrats. September 1st, you'll be promoted. Now you can start earning points for South Africa, and you're going to be in line to get a decent check in September. We already did that. Okay, so we talked about bringing people here. If you did it, great. All of you that really worked hard to get people here, they're really clear now, I think, on what they've got to do going home. And those people are all going to LOI at a minimum. Some of you that are here first time are going to be executives by the end of this month, because you're going to go get aggressive. You're going to get 4 people who get 4 people each ready to order and post with other products, right? Here's what happens in September. This is my last slide, okay? If you have 4 people here today, or you get 4 people in place in the next 6 days before this launch, then they will complete executive status in September. If you get their LOIs done this month, they will finish executive next month. They will do 20,000 in volume. Your commission's 18%. Just take that number and times it by 18. It's 3,600, right? But that's PV. That's not CSV. It's going to be 3,800 in your bonus check. Okay? If you do 5 people this month, instead of 4 that I just said, you add 1 more and you do 5 LOIs this month with this pre-launch of Power Lifts, then if those people complete their September requirement, at least Q1, or they finish executive in September, now you're in the bonus pool, the executive bonus pool with 5 shares. Those shares are, on average, $300 to $400 a share. So $1,500 to an extra $2,000 if you just add 1 person to that process. Okay? Now you might think, well, this is a lot of work. Yeah, it is. But you can really position yourself right now if you like buckle down and get laser focused the next 6 days and get people in place, knowing what to do, prepared, credit cards ready, and then execute your massive demo strategy the next 6 weeks and watch what happens to your business. Watch how your business explodes going forward, okay? Thank you so much for listening. Have a great social TV.